Yo, what's good, guys? It is your boy Jason JV saying welcome to another edition of Beast Mode Garage. So as you can see, a bit of an update on the 49 Ford Coupe. It is stanced. She has been body dropped. Still got to Dremel out some of the chassis. As you can see, we kind of did some of that. It's a little hollowed out in the front right there. That's because, again, trying to get the tires to touch, but as you can see, they're not quite touching just yet as far as like any kind of surface you put the car on. I still got to Dremel out more of the chassis here, like towards the center, to really get this thing to sit nice and flush, or nice and flat rather. But yeah, you can see the back. However, in the process of working on the 49 Coupe, as you can see, it now shares the same problem as my 53 Chevy pickup here. You guys figure out what that problem is? Anybody? Don't everyone jump up at once now. Alright, no, we don't need the Jeopardy music. We can spare ourselves of that. So yeah, as you can see, both of them are missing a piece that now has these holes exposed. The 53 is missing the Chevrolet chrome piece here that will go on the front of the hood. And then the 49 is missing that chrome piece and that goes on the deck lid here. So now I got these holes here. Well, gonna try something. As you can see, we got our epoxy sculpt here. So I'm gonna see if I can use epoxy sculpt to fill in the holes on the hood of the 53 Chevy and the deck lid of the 49 Ford Coupe. So let's go ahead. Let's get our epoxy sculpt. So yeah, we got the modeling compounds here. Our resin, our two different types of resin. We're gonna go ahead and mix these up. Just want to make sure we have equal amounts. Not worried if I have a little bit extra, because if anything, I can use a little bit of it on. I can use on both cars. I have a leftover. So you see, yeah, not quite a fair amount. Let's make sure we get a fair amount of both parts. So let me see that. That looks actually a little bit better. Yeah, it does. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get this all mixed up. So yeah, bear with me. I need the leverage to get this stuff mixed up. And that rhyme, don't hit the player, hit the game. Bars! So yeah, been thinking about, doing stuff like this just in case for like future reference. I want to take my modding skills when it comes to these diecast models to the next level. And if those of you who are feeling bold and you're into this kind of stuff and you want to take your modding skills with your models to the next level, well, here's hoping that we both can learn something from this. Here's hoping that we both can elevate our game when it comes to this stuff. Yeah, God knows how much I love doing this stuff. Alright, y'all, so as you can see, we got the epoxy sculpt applied to the hood. You can see now the holes, the holes that were there, you can see they're now more outlined. So yeah, the technique I use, just applied a little bit of epoxy sculpt from underneath, as you see there. I can always sand that down later, or the hood is gonna close. So all right, I don't have to bother with that too much. So now I'm gonna apply the same technique to the deck lid of 49. And oh, real quick, while I was working on these, let me see if I can back the camera up just some. Just got a new package in the mail. We got this Coca-Cola sponsored Volkswagen Bug. And yeah, oh yeah, this is definitely a future video. This is definitely a future project. Because yeah, this guy right here is definitely getting modded. He's definitely gonna be modified. It's gonna be lowered. It's gonna have some sick ass wheels on it. Yeah, I'm so excited. So yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll set him back there for now. So yeah. Anyway, and actually, you know what? That's actually the car that I didn't order. But I'm going to keep that anyway because I was planning on getting a Volkswagen Bug. I actually ordered a different vehicle. I don't want to spoil it just yet because, yeah, I got to see what's up. But anyway, go ahead and get the 49 Coupe, because I still got leftover epoxy here that I can use. So yeah, it sucks that I didn't get the actual car that I ordered, but like I said, I was gonna get the Volkswagen buggy anyway, add to my collection, so that's why I'm not really tripping out too much. I'm gonna keep it. Like I said, I'm not spoiling the car that I'm actually gonna get. Like I said, I do still plan on getting it. I'm gonna go the eBay route, see if I can just grab it from someone on eBay, because I ordered that through Amazon. And yeah, sometimes these sellers, they tend to mix up my order. They don't give me exactly the vehicle I want in the pictures, so that's a lesson learned right there. All right, I'm gonna have to let that settle a little bit before I can really mold it to the trunk. So yeah, yo, we got the deck lid on the 49 patched up. Like I said, this one looks enlarged a little bit. The one here, the hole here on the right side. Almost forgot my left and right for a second there. But yeah, we got our holes patched up. I'm gonna wait for these to dry, and then I'm gonna come in with a paint pen. I'm gonna start with the truck first, because I know I have a color that'll go with that matte black look. Given with how much lighter my paint pens tend to suggest, that's a little bit lighter than the cap, then I have a feeling that the black paint pen will fill that area in really nice, and you probably won't even see those holes. Fingers crossed. Of course, with my luck, watch it be much darker than the finish. So yeah, got the holes filled in here. The 49 is not going to be perfect, but the holes are filled in. It's going to look at least somewhat better than it did before. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna have to just try to find this paint color and take that deck lid off and repaint that deck lid. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm not really much of a painter. All right, y'all. So here we are now with the repaired vehicles, more or less. As you can see, the 53 Chevy pickup hood more or less is repaired. We got the holes filled in. Yeah, it's kind of rough. Not the best, but hey, this is my first time attempting something like this, so I'm still gonna give myself a pat on the back, because overall, all things considered, not a bad job. Not a bad job. So yeah, it looks like it's complete. It's whole. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna put this truck back into its case, along with all my other pickups. Go ahead and put this guy away, because I do want to talk in depth about the 49 Ford Coupe. So while I was repairing the trunk, that is, which we'll turn around. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, see how that came out. But yeah, came out fairly decent. Again, my first time attempting to fill in holes and trying to smooth out the trunk. So yeah, we got this matte black finish, hit it with the black primer. You know what I mean? So it's kind of got this unfinished look. And then I went ahead and I matched the hood. I shaved off the emblem that was on the hood. We decided to make the hood smooth. Kind of going with this low budget, kind of rat rod type of look. Speaking of rat rod looks, I'm thinking about going all the way with the rat rod look. Making the rest of the car this primer matte black. You know what I'm saying? Because then what I could do is I could shade down this trim here, make the sides all smooth, and then just hit it with the primer black. Because I love rat rods as well. Now, when I say I love rat rods, I love the more traditional rat rod. What I mean by the more traditional rat rod is the primered finish, the matte finish. You know what I'm saying? And everything it's more or less has all the trim, like in the front, maybe some slight mods. Like I was thinking about, you know, trimming off the bumper guards to make the bumper straight, so I can have a straight bumper in the front. I could easily do it with the rear bumper, make the rear bumper straight, just smooth, no bumper guards. You know what I mean? Because I like that low profile look. You know what I mean? It's that low budget custom build that's been popular. You know what I mean? Especially in the hot rod community. You know what I'm saying? And plus, if you look at it, and the lighting is doing a hell of a job convincing me I should go that route. Because if you look at it, I mean, it already kind of has like that look, that low budget rat rod kind of look. We got the Kragers on there. I do need to get me a new set of Kragers because I accidentally dremeled the tires when I was dremeling out the front. So yes, one of the tires accidentally got hit with the Dremel, so I may have to replace those, or I might switch these out and go with Supremes instead. Because between Kragers and Supremes, don't get me wrong, I love the Krager wheels, but between the Kragers and the Supremes, if I had to choose, I like the Supremes better. I mean, they have a much better look to them. They look kind of like torque thrusts before torque thrusts were a thing. What I mean by that? Well, Supremes kind of have the look of like torque thrust, you know what I mean? Like the spokes are more rounded, and then they kind of project outward from the center of the wheel to the rim, and I just like that look more. Like I said, I love the Kragers, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from them. Definitely a nice set of wheels that, for certain lowrider builds and hot rod builds, but I don't know, I feel like the Supremes will go better with the car because the car's body line screams like, yeah, I think Supremes are the better way to go because, again, the spokes are more rounded. It has that more rounded look to the spokes that I feel will match up with the body lines even better. So I think that's going to be the route we're going to go. And, oh yeah, as an update on the Volkswagen Bug, we did get it out of the box. Let me back the Coupe a bit so we don't lose that in the shot. Even though I moved the Bug back and nah, you still see it. Anyway. So yeah, got the Bug out, was doing some explorations, you know what I mean? Some inspections and stuff, was getting a good look at it. Not really much detail going on with the black interior. I definitely can't wait to start working on this. The deck lid, which is what this would be in the front, doesn't open. However, the hood, I say that in quotes because that's where the motor is. That opens and you can see the motor in there, which is pretty dope, pretty fire. Got some ideas with the Coca-Cola sponsored Volkswagen Buggy. Was thinking about removing the bumpers because the Volkswagen Bugs, I don't know if you guys can really look in there and see in there, but the Volkswagen Bugs are those kind of cars where you can remove the rear and front bumper and say, yeah, that's custom, and you can get away with that. Like, you can pull that off. And then especially if I were to lower it with some custom wheels, which, spoiler alert, I'm going to in a future build video. Yeah, it'll definitely go along with what we're going with as far as like the Bug is concerned. Not doing away with the Coca-Cola propaganda. I do want to keep that marketing on there. That's the whole point of getting that. So yeah, as you can see with the 49 Coupe, yeah, I think I want to go the rat rod direction because, again, with the lighting, you can already kind of see it, right? You see what I'm seeing, right? I think the rat rod look for this car, I think that's the direction to go, especially with what I'm trying to achieve here. You know what I mean? With the smooth hood and the smooth deck lid. So yeah, I love this color, the metallic black cherry. It's a nice color, don't get me wrong, but man, I just love the idea of making this into a rat rod. And if I want, I can always get another 49 Ford Coupe painted this color, and then I could do something different with that one. You know what I mean? So that way I have the best of both worlds. I have a rat rod version, and then have I don't want to say nicer version because the rat rods, they have their own charm. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see what we'll do with that. But until then, yeah, I think rat rod direction is going to be the way to go. And of course, stay tuned for that because the boy needs to go get some paint thinner. He's going to need a great deal of paint thinner if I'm going to remove all this paint and sand down some of these pieces here. Sand down this trim here on not on just this side, but the other side as well. And then probably going to work on modifying these bumpers as well. So.